Good morning to all. Good morning, Facebook. And of course, good morning, YouTube. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in the room, as they say. Come on in the room. Yes, we made it to another Friday. We made it to another day to give God thanks, praise, and glory for all that He has done for us, and for all that He continues to do for us. Let us all give Him thanks and praise. Welcome back to Crimson Banner Ministries. I'm Angus Stevens. I am live on YouTube. I am live on Facebook. I still got Facebook Live on my phone, but on a YouTube basis, I am streaming from Streamlabs. Still working on getting a few things fixed, like how to transfer my how to transfer my segments onto my new YouTube channel. Still working on it, but you know something? Despite it all, I'll get the hang of things eventually, and I give honor to God for that. I also give honor to God for another day of life, having it abundantly. God woke me up this morning, started me on my way, and once again has given me another chance, another opportunity to get it right again. To get it right again. So let's give God thanks and praise for that. Some of you have seen my stream from last night, and I gotta say, I give honor to God that He allows me to have a controller in my hand. I give honor to God for it, because I'm telling you, if not, I don't know what I would do. But I give honor to God for allowing me to do what I love to do, and in the process, serve others with doing what I love to do. You know, that's the coolest thing about having purpose in Him. Not only do you do what you love to do, God will take it and He'll glorify it, but you got to serve someone with it. You know? And the more I think about what He does, the more I think about it all, the more I think about all the times He's been good to me and you, the more I can say, Lord, I thank you. That's all I can say. Lord, I thank you. What more could I say? You know? So let's give honor to God for another day of life. Parents, you're off to work. Kids, you're catching that bus. Just because it's Friday, don't think you're going to fake a fever or fake a flu. You're catching that bus. I hear buses, and I can actually see school children catching those buses. That's good. My message is getting across. While you're doing that, and while everyone else is in their respective positions, as usual, as always, getting ready for the holidays, we have made it to the 1st of December. And how many days left till Christmas, guys? 24 days? You know what you got to do. You got a whole weekend of decorating and everything to do. So if I were you, I'd get to it. Plus the shopping. But most importantly, we also have to keep in mind one thing, and I think I mentioned this before. Jesus is the reason for the season. Other than that, let's give honor to God. But I want to get a little serious today. So this is the part where I become a concerned father right now. A concerned father. I know I'm trying to practice my concerned father trend. Hey, I'm looking to have kids myself, so might as well put it to practice. But still, let me get serious on you for a second. And I want to speak to the churches. I want to speak to the churches, and I want to speak to the leaders of those churches. My revelation to you is this. Stop judging and grudging. Stop shaming and blaming. Stop judging and grudging, and stop blaming and shaming. Times are getting tough. And as times get tough, the enemy is quick to bring all back to his fold, especially the ones who have been criticized and ridiculed in those churches. If it's not for living a certain lifestyle, it's for doing other things that are not of God, things in the world. And just when they finally come to the realization that they need God all the more, when they come into a place where they thought they would have sanctuary, suddenly you're the ones criticizing them. You're the ones judging them. You're the ones shaming them. Amazing how that's done, and yet you wonder why your churches today are empty. Churches today, even these mega churches that we know, you went from 5 million people. Why that is. And to think, before you knew God, you too were doing things in the world. Before you knew God, you too were doing things that you normally would do just to satisfy yourselves. Before you knew God, you too were not right yourself. But when you realized that Jesus saves, you too had no choice but to go to that same sanctuary and give your life over to Him. Now, when it's someone else's turn, it could be a woman who's desperate for Jesus, or it could be a guy who's tired of being in the wine bottle, or it could be a drug addict, or a criminal, or whoever. When it's his turn or her turn to see the light of Christ for themselves, what do? Oh, I'm sorry. The way you look, it doesn't fit our church pattern or nor our church character. Please leave. Wow. Amazing how that's so, and yet God forgave you. Amazing how that's so, and yet God loves you still. And you wonder why Jesus had to forgive the woman who committed adultery to begin with, while everyone else was ready to stone her to death. But right when they were about to throw that rock, something in their mind triggered, where Jesus said, "Let he who has sinned cast that stone first." And while Jesus was on the ground writing in the sand, others who were about to throw that stone also realized what they did. Yeah. While the one, even though that, I tell you, people, he's on his way. So we need to get it together, and we need to put a stop to it. Never mind the lifestyles they live. Never mind the way they are. Never mind their street rep. Never mind all that nonsense. All that is nothing to God. Just as how God has given you another chance to live, another two. And it's up to you. It's up to you to let them in so they can see the light of Christ as you have. It's up to you. Because if you don't, then just remember, the soul is present in the body. And if you fail to tend to the soul any way you can, the blood will be on your hands. All on your hands. And trust me, you don't want that. Keep those church doors open and let them in. Forget the lifestyle. Forget the way. So I encourage you further. Keep the church doors open. I encourage you further. Don't let pride. Don't let Christian pride. Don't church character. Don't let that go to your head. Otherwise, you're doing the enemy a huge favor. You're doing him a huge favor. And trust me when I say, you don't want that. Reminds me of an episode. I know some of you have heard of this episode of this TV show called Greenleaf. Now they got this new show called Kingdom Business with Yolanda Adams. Shout out to her. She's doing a great job.